is breaking news on WDSU.
All right, there's breaking news right now in New Orleans, specifically in the Gentilly neighborhood. There's a large police presence on the 5100 block of Turo, and the police chief is speaking right now. Let's go ahead and cut in to that press conference.
5100 block of Turo Street. Upon investigating this welfare check we did, locating the individual who had suffered a gunshot wound. I won't say to what part of the body, but suffered a gunshot wound. Upon further investigation, it was learned that it is in fact one of our own police officers. It is a female. I won't give her name because we're still in the process of informing the family. I just left the mayor at the mother's residence, and I spoke to the mother and father and informed them of what we were investigating. What I can say at this time is a 36-year-old female, been on the job as many as 9 years, 9-year veteran of the New Orleans Police Department. It's a bad day, you know, and I just ask that you keep our officers and this community and this family in your prayers. We will continue to give the support to the family and especially to our officers as they are going through this grieving moment. There isn't really much more that I can give you right now besides the fact we are investigating this as an unclassified death until we can confirm what actually occurred. Homicide, mainly specifically our cold case division, will be taking lead in this investigation. Force investigation team will be there for support to identify things that we should or could be doing differently, always looking at every incident, even in our unfortunate circumstances, as a learning opportunity for us all. But this is all that I can say for right now, as we continue to, again, notify the families and ensure that they have the information from us before they get it through any other media or anything like that. So that's all I can say right now.
Can you talk maybe about the unique stressors that you as a police officer and your officers face that civilians don't?
You know, I alluded to that last week, when I mentioned my retirement. I mean, when we serve our family, it is a lot that this profession comes with this profession. I mean, these officers bring a lot. It's not just the officers. We have our professionals that work with us that feel some of the same stressors because of the pressure of wanting to serve in an honorable way. And with that, the level of scrutiny in which this profession receives, it is hard. And that is why it is important that we have the resources that are needed to support them when they have issues. Right now, we just recently hired our Office Assistance Program Director, Dr. Martin, who's leading the way to build out that support mechanism. We have our chaplain division who is here to do that as well. But again, it is a lot, but we will get through this today as we've gone through things in the past. It's just unfortunate. This is the second week in a row we lost someone in our family. So.
All right, last question.
So you said homicide detectives
Yes.
will be on this, so you haven't ruled out that it could be a homicide?
It's an unclassified death at this time. We really do not know. I have to let the investigators do their job.
All right.
So, thank you all.
Guys. Appreciate it.
There you heard Superintendent Police Chief Sean Ferguson speaking that the person that suffered a gunshot wound was a female NOPD officer who was a 9-year veteran on the force, and that woman was 36 years old. Now, Police Chief Ferguson did not release that woman's name, but he did say that he did speak to that officer's mother, and he said that right now they're labeling this as an unclassified death. Again, this happened on the 5100 block of Turo in Gentilly. A NOPD officer suffered a gunshot wound, not telling us exactly where that gunshot wound was, but it was a female police officer who was a 9-year veteran, and she died at the age of 36. The police chief has been working to inform the officer's family of the death and says that this has been a tough day for the folks over at NOPD. Right now, we have a crew on the scene. WDSU reporter Cassie Sherman is there gathering as much information as she possibly can about the situation. And we also have anchor Randy Russo also there on the scene as well. So we're going to keep you updated as soon as we know the latest information on exactly what happened to this 36-year-old police officer who was a veteran on the force for 9 years. We're going to have more information coming up for you on WDSU News at noon. But for now, we're going to go ahead and return to regularly scheduled programming.